If you see a faded sign at the side of the road that says 15 miles to the...
And that was Vicki Jackson, who was our guest on the Luv Shack for bringing in most canned goods. How you doing, buddy?
I'm hurting.
Oh, bless your heart, I heard. And welcome FW Nation to the Luv Shack. I'm your host, Big Al, the Doctor of Love.
And I'm your co-host, Tony Charles. Good evening, Albert. Good evening, Johnny Richards.
How you doing, Charles? I tell you what, it's good to be here.
Congratulations, Johnny.
I got a broken wrist. I got the Shawn Michaels eyeball going on. I'm scratched up. I'm great.
I know you are, and I tell you, I give you credit where credit's due. You fought like a champ, man, and you got gold around your waist. Way to go. Hey, Albert, talk about yourself.
Yeah, I want to congratulate you. I mean, it was kind of a questionable victory, but nonetheless, it's a victory. You got the belt. So Johnny Richards is the new NFW World Champion.
The broken wrist.
Oh, bless your heart.
Shawn Michaels eyeball.
And Big Al.
Big Al, we're both victorious, Al.
That's right.
You beat that
winner of the prison match against Smart Mark Rivers. Thanks to my good old buddy Charles and my wife Penny, who really gave him a slap on the face, so to speak, to kind of walk him up.
He may have helped me out a little bit in my match, but you so totally kicked his ass. It was funny.
I know. I loved every bit of it. I loved every bit of it. What do you think about it, Charles?
I think it was a great night of action. I think all the fans that showed up at NFW Halloween Madness had a great time. I think all the matches were hot. Like I said, I told you weeks before. I don't always agree with Johnny Richards, but I had a feeling he was going to be victorious, and he was. And I told you, Al, I'll put you through grueling training, but it all paid off, didn't it, little buddy?
Oh, it did. I loved it.
Al, did you get your surprise?
Oh yeah. I got my surprise, all right.
All right, buddy.
Surprise.
Dang, Al.
My cupcakes.
Now, you sure, didn't you, Al?
You want one?
No, thank you.
Thank you, Charles. I appreciate it.
He done ate all 48 of them, Charles.
But
Come on,
now,
guys.
speaking of the matches, we got some comments from the NFW Nation. I'll eat this in a little bit.
You're going to look like Wesley.
Oh, well, okay. Now, Linda Nelson, bless her heart, she came to the show. She wasn't feeling good, but she came anyway. And she's a great lady. She says, hey, Al, I wanted to say good job on winning your match with Smart Mark Rivers. I enjoyed watching that match, but what I really loved was when Penny slapped Smart Mark, and he got what he deserved. I loved it. Way to go. Yeah. Yeah. And Michael Wheeler, I just want to say good job, Al. Smart Mark, you got what you deserved. Ha ha. The funny part was when Penny slapped you. Ha ha.
Michael Wheeler, are you on drugs?
He's back on my side now because he don't like Smart Mark. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michael. And also, Larry Yarday, congratulations to Tempest and Johnny for winning the NFW Tag Team Champions. Johnny Whiplash and Tempest Tag Team Champions. And the last one, Mike Roman. Another great show last night. Scotty took a heck of a beating and kept on ticking. And they needed a weapon to beat him anyway, but he did a great job. And Al, you did us old guys proud.
Good job, old guy.
Okay. And there were the comments, Charles. I tell you what we do, we go to matches real quick, then we'll let you have your say if that's all right with you.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, get on with it, buddy.
What's that, sir?
I said get it on, bang, look on.
Okay. Now, like I said, Halloween Match was a great event, great crowd. Thank you very much. Every match was awesome.
It was.
You know, we started off with Bishop against Rough Rider Roy. Roy won with a little help from somebody. But nonetheless, he got the victory.
Johnny Whiplash. But hey, I
Yeah.
taught him well.
But, yeah, you taught him well. Then you had Dyron Flynn and J.P. Lightning, which was a double DQ because they was fighting outside the ring, and none of them wouldn't want to come back in. I mean, they took it out.
Beat the crap out of
They
each
beat the crap out of each other and got double DQ'd. Hopefully, you know, we'll see them guys again. But
I know Diane really well, and I've been hanging out with JP and Scarlett quite a bit here lately, and boy, they really stepped it up.
they did. It was a great match. Great match. And then we had Dangerous Doug Gilbert coming back to NFW going against Nick Iggy. And I'll tell you what, Nick, I'm proud of him. He took it, and he stayed in there, and he fought the dangerous one. It was a great match. Nick got the win over because he got thrown over the top rope by Doug.
Ready to go, Iggy.
But he won. You know, a win's a win.
He's hot right now.
Then you had, on the fourth match we had the NFW Tag Team match because the Iron Man stripped Rich and Lita of the match because they weren't defending it. They were just showboating it, so he took it away from them, which I think he had a right to do, and put it up against Whiplash and Tempest and
Chad Stallings and Daniel Eads.
And it was a great match, but I'll tell you what.
No, the best part, Chad nailed Daniel Eads.
Yeah. They couldn't get along, so that's what cost them victory. And Johnny Whiplash and Tempest are now your new NFW Tag Team Champions. Congratulations. What do you think about that match there, Charles?
I thought it was a good match. I didn't like how I'm not always a big fan of Whiplash and Tempest, but I sure didn't like the interference of Rough Rider Roy and Bishop by no means.
I think me and the ladies should have a rematch.
You what?
Me and the ladies should have a rematch for our tag.
I'll tell you what.
Mr. GM.
I don't think Rob Conway's going to let that happen.
I think Rob Conway's a jerk.
Well, I'll tell you what. The Iron Man is back. That's all I'm going to say. The Iron Man is back. And he looked good in that ring, didn't he, Charles?
Yes, he did.
looked
He
damn
looked like
good.
$1 million up in that ring. Johnny
was
Richards,
great.
you got your work cut out for you that night, buddy.
Oh, he jumped a guy with a broken wrist. That's real big and bad.
But he did it from the front. He didn't do it from the back. He did it from the front. So, that's all I'm saying is, the Iron Man is back. The Iron Man is back.
Jerk.
Okay. Then, speaking of injury, the Canadian Kid against Chris Norte.
That was a good match, too.
Shoulder injury or not, he came back, and Canadian Kid victorious.
I taught him well, too.
I will have to say this. Yeah, he learned a lot from you. I will say that he did. But congratulations, Canadian Kid, on the victory against Chris Norte. It was a great match. Now, another match. T-Boat and Gator McAllister, which is that's an odd couple, but they're a great tag team, against SOL. And T-Boat and Gator won. I mean, like I said, another questionable one, but it don't matter. You know, they got the victory. They got their hand raised. That's all that matters.
A win is a win.
Then the prison match, Mark Rivers against Big Al. We all know how that was. The slap that was heard across the world.
Talking about questionable victories.
Hey. It was no holds barred match, prison match. Speaking of the prison match, Wesley, his brother, Trafford, security, you taught him well too. Attacking me from behind, tripping me, trying to get him to the edge. It didn't do me a bit of good because old Big Al took it, and thanks to my lovely wife Penny, she kind of gave him a what for, and Charles gave him the Nutcracker Sweet.
Well, it put Penny against Wesley.
She'd whip him.
I know she would.
I think she'd whip him. I think she'd whip him. Then you have the NFW World Title Trick or Treat match. Clash Flanagan, the champion, taking on your challenger Johnny Richards. Hey Charles, what about that match there?
That was a good match. It was action for the word go. Those 4 bags is at the end of the ring, all 4 corners had a bag. It was weapons to be had, beat to death. Johnny Winters, man, that's one of my favorite blues artists. Johnny Richards, well, I can't talk, man. Must be them cupcakes I'm eating.
I want some
anyway,
of those.
Johnny Richards suffered a broken wrist and still came back to be the NFW champion.
Yeah, and
Congratulations, Johnny. You did really well, my friend.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to say 12 years in this business, I fought every hardcore guy you could think of. I did every kind of match you could think of. Flash Flanagan, without a shadow of a doubt, is the toughest man I've ever been in the ring with.
He's tough, and he ain't gonna take it sitting down. He'll be back.
He beat my ass. I ain't gonna lie.
No, yeah, he did. He gave you a good whooping. I mean, he gave you what for?
But I've already got a
I know you got the belt. That's why it counts. You got the victory.
One is a win.
Then again, the last match, Vic the Bruiser Lewis going up against Bobo Brazil Jr. in a barbed wire match for the tri-state title. And I tell you what, it was something. I mean, their heads, rubbing their heads against the barbed wire and everything. It was a gory sight. But Bo came out winning because Vic came out, didn't come back into the ring, got counted out. So Bo retained his belt and got the victory. And I tell you what, all these matches, they all were good. Like I said, we want to congratulate you. And I tell you what, I done talked about the matches now. I'm going to let you have you say so, especially about the Rob coming after you. And now, he didn't challenge you. You challenged him.
I challenged him.
I'm going to let you have your piece. Go ahead and speak.
First off, Miss Aleida Ortiz. Because the way you and Rob Conway treated us, she's on strike until she gets a public apology from you and Rob Conway.
Well, she's going to be waiting a long time. She might as well wait with this other.
Better do it. You and Conway. Number two, Conway, you've been running your mouth. Since day one, Conway, I've hated your guts. Day one, you came in, you jumped me from behind. No, to people jumping me from behind. Conway, you jumped me from behind 3 years ago. 3 years, you've been nothing but a thorn in my ass.
Oh, here we go.
Straight
again.
up.
Rob
Conway. I challenged you your first match back. But you see, you got a little bit of advantage. You probably paid Flash off to break my wrist. You knew it was coming. On November 24th, the long-awaited return of the Iron Man, the one-armed wonder.
That's right.
Goes one-on-one with me. Conway, we've fought each other before. We've beaten each other before, but I promise you, this will be our last match because you will never, ever wrestle again after this match. I don't care if I win. I don't care if I lose. I'm going into interim. Straight
okay, Charles, you want to comment on that? You got something to say about that between Rich and Rob Conway?
Comment about it. I'm just going to be honest with you. I can't, I call a spade a spade. Johnny Richards is right. It's been going on for 3 years. He did attack Rich. But, tables have turned. Rich is not, the fair-haired boy of the week no more. I mean, he's not playing by the rules. But anyway, I think both men are going to, they got a lot to say. And I'll tell you what, and I'm going to say something now and you'll get mad, but it's going to be an ass beating.
Oh, it will
I think that match with Flash is going to be an ass beating. Am I correct in saying that, Johnny? Y'all going to be kicking each other's asses, all right?
I'm telling you, I'll have the other Shawn Michaels eye rolling after this match.
It's going to be something. It's going to be something.
Rob's going to have 2 broken arms. I'm not even going to be technically cleared.
Oh, Lord have mercy. I can hear it now. Okay, now, there's something else. You say we got that match and we got someone coming in November, right?
The main event, signed, sealed, and delivered. Things got messed up a few months ago, but it's not going to get messed up with this time. My good buddy, Gator McAllister, finally gets his one-on-one match with Raven.
Gator McAllister versus Raven, Charles.
Oh, man, that's going to be a great match. I tell you what, Raven, he's a tough guy. He's been around the block, ECW. He's been all the major companies. But let me tell you something, Gator McAllister from the swamps of Louisiana, man. He's crazier than a house rat, Al.
That's
this
what I'm
going to be a real good match.
I got some of them rats.
It's going to be a good
rats eat a lot
match
of cheese, don't they?
they're both crazy. I mean, they're both. They don't run. They go straight
towards
you.
At your house?
What's that, sir?
You got any rats around your house?
Do I got any what?
Rats.
Rats. I might have a few mice here and there.
Me and Johnny got some rats. We got to get rid of them.
I'm telling you, I got a few at my house right now.
Lord have mercy. Okay. Now, again, we want to thank everybody that made Halloween Madness a huge success. The crowd was great. The matches were awesome.
Came to see me.
Congratulations to Tempest and Johnny Whiplash for the new NFW Tag Team Champions. Congratulations to Bo for being remaining in his tri-state title. Congratulations to Johnny Richards on getting back why he said belonged to him in the first place, the NFW World Title.
That's not all I got back.
And I want to thank all the fans for being there. What's that again?
That's not all I got back there, man.
What's that?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, don't worry about it. And I can't wait. November 24th, the Iron Man Rob Conway makes his return against Johnny Richards.
I'm going to kill Rob Conway.
And Gator McAllister will take on none other than What About Me, What About Raven, which is going to be an awesome match. And that's November 24th, Metro Sports Center, 5820 Metro Drive here in Evansville, Indiana. So I'll tell you what, what's that, sir?
Raven cries a lot.
Cries? I've never seen him cry.
What about me? Always. You know, if he'd paid more attention to himself instead of crying all
But
the
he's
time,
a heck of a wrestler. It's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a great fight. I can't wait to see it. I cannot wait to see it. Hey, Charles, that's all the matches I went over, and Rich had his say so. I mean, is there anything you want to say before you spread the love?
Yeah, I just want to say thanks to everybody for coming out and making Halloween Madness at NFW a great success. And Al, I think it's in order that you congratulate our treat bag winner.
Philip Moore.
Philip Moore, my buddy Philip Moore, who won the
Heck
treat bag. Yeah, I'm glad he won. He's a great guy. He says,
You know what?
what's that?
He's on Team Johnny.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. Hey, Philip.
Well, I
He's a
still
great
think
guy,
he's
man.
a
Hey,
good guy.
Philip, glad you
I mean,
won,
bless his
buddy.
heart. What's that, sir?
I said glad he won.
I know. Okay, Charles, that was the recap of Halloween Madness. New champion, Bobo's the Tri-State champion. Johnny Whiplash and Timbers are the NFW Tag Team champions.
For now.
The Iron Man returns. Raven will make his NFW debut. November 24th, Metro Sports Center, 5820 Metro Drive here in Evansville, Indiana. Bell time 7:30 p.m.
Like that.
And I'm sure more matches to come. And I'm sure we'll have more on that November 24th event next week on the Luv Shak. And I'm sure we have some great talk about next week with some exciting news. And is there anything else you want to say about next week, Charles?
I'll just tell you this. Johnny Richards, we got a special guest here next week, I do believe. Mr. Rob Conway. And he's got a few words for you. Now, Rich, if you'd like to be there, you can confront him right there. He'll be on the telephone.
I will be here. Look, the dogs are already mad thinking about Rob Conway. Get Rob Conway. Get him.
Okay, Charles, I'll tell you what, dogs are going crazy. They don't want to go outside.
I can't hear that whole thing, man.
I'm going to go ahead and spread it up, my friend.
Now comes again.
I'll be here next week, Conway.
Come here, Katy Bear.
Oh, I'm going to set it up as good as I can.
All right, Charles. All right, I'll tell you what. Rob Conway hopefully will be here next week. I'll be on the phone, and we'll talk to him about his upcoming match and his return. Iron Man returns.
I'm going to kill Rob.
So I'll tell you what. Let's go ahead and spread love, Charles, and I'll eat my cupcake. And
Don't spread love. You know what love leads to? Ugly little kids.
oh, Lord,
Okay,
have mercy.
Cupcake. Just remember this in FW Nation. Don't fight amongst yourself. Leave the fighting to professionals like Big Al and Johnny Richards. All you got to do is spread the love.
Now, Charles, let it come nation. Next week.
If you see a faded sign at the side of the road that says 15 miles to the